How did Toastmasters come into Nigeria? There were several attempts and several false starts towards getting Toastmasters established in Nigeria. But it didn't come to fruition until sometime in 2005, when the late Ambassador Vincent Okobi, God bless his soul, went on vacation in the US and stumbled upon Toastmasters convention, and he was persuaded to attend the convention. On getting there, he was wowed at what he saw, that Toastmasters is a worldwide organization where people learn how to hone their speaking and leadership skill. He asked the question, do we have something like this in Nigeria? And they said no. And he decided, I must come back to Nigeria and set up a club. And so when he came back to Nigeria, he promptly published a newspaper advertorial in the Vanguard newspaper, inviting those who are interested to join Toastmasters to come for the first meeting. I was privileged to see the advertisement and privileged to attend that meeting. And that is how Eagle Toastmasters Club was born in 2005.
Division F started out with one club, Eagle Toastmasters, back in 2005. 2 years ago, Division F birthed a new division, Division K. And Division F practically went back to the building stage, because we have to grow. When you give birth to a child, you need to replenish yourself and grow so that you can birth more. And so right now we have about 14 clubs in Division F. 2 of those clubs were created this year. I can talk particularly about how we started here in northern Nigeria, because this is where my location is. The very first club in northern Nigeria started with, that was Unity Toastmasters Club, and 2 people were very instrumental in getting that club off the ground. The first person is Engineer Imakago. That's the late Imakago. He also felt, yes, we're going to start Toastmasters in Abuja, because he was here too. And he shuttled between Lagos and Abuja at the time. So he was, I'm sure he had attended Eagles. He probably was a friend to even the late ambassador. I see them as they're in the same age bracket actually. And so he started also, let's get the Toastmasters Club started in Abuja. And I remember those days, I was looking for a club or an association or an organization that dealt with public speaking. I queried the fact that accountants had an association, ICANN. There was an association of marketing professionals. There was an association of this and that. Where is the association of public speakers? So I actually had to query that. And I think that was the beginning of getting to know about Toastmasters, because it was now in my mind. I wanted to be part of that kind of organization. And there I was. Somehow, some information from my office, I was watching the TV, somebody came to the office that day and said he knew someone on that TV. There was an interview. He said, oh, I know this guy. I said, really, where? I said, Toastmasters. My antenna went boom. Toastmasters, it sounds like these people do speaking. Tell me more about Toastmasters. Then he told me about Eagle Toastmasters. He told me about Eagles. And I was like, oh, okay. Looks like what I've been looking for is here. And immediately he said that. He said, yeah, that club is in Lagos. You could find out about them. I went straight online. I typed in. Before long, I got in contact with someone that linked me to somebody. And from there, I got to know that there's an Imakago in Abuja. I should look for him. And somebody gave me the contact via email. And that's how it all started. I called Imakago and he said, yes, we're starting our meeting. In fact, in another 2 weeks, thereabout. And I was like, yes, what I've been looking for, I found it.
With the birth of Eagle Toastmasters Club, we started spreading the word. We started letting the world know about Toastmasters. We were fired up. We felt this thing is so good, we could not keep it to ourselves. The Toastmasters experience was best enjoyed when it was shared. And so when we had our charter presentation ceremony, it was a fun fair. We invited the world, we made sure that the news media was there, they were there, and we made sure that everyone that needed to know about Toastmasters got to know about it. And that got a lot of people interested.
Toastmasters in Nigeria has been quite successful. That's especially if you put things in perspective. The first club in Nigeria, Eagles Toastmasters Club, was created in 2005. We are in 2022, that's 17 years. And right now, as of this taping, we have about 43 clubs. That's quite a huge achievement. Now, that's not saying that there is no room for improvement. Of course, there's so much room for improvement. I'll give you an example. In Abuja alone, we have over 2 million adults resident in Abuja. Yes, we can have more than 43 clubs in Abuja alone, but anyone who has been involved in a club creation process will tell you how difficult and how strenuous that process is. So for the whole of Nigeria to have 43 clubs after 17 years, looking from the outside, you may not think it's quite a huge achievement, but being involved in the process, I can tell you that we have come a really long way. I'm also going to put another example into perspective. I joined Toastmasters in 2015, that's 10 years after the first club was created. And as of that time, Division E had about 5 clubs, or 5 to 6 clubs in Abuja. Right now we have over 15 clubs and counting. That's a huge achievement.